and welcome to Zoom.
Yeah.
And here we are, different parts of the country, and we're have the pleasure of hanging out together in this artistic way. I do miss the view of your assortment of different cool drum sets behind you.
There's nothing behind me.
I know, but in reality, maybe in terms of studying, you don't want too much going on to distract the mind. So it's all good. Now, I had you working on upstrokes and downstrokes, which is a core part of this no pun intended, a core part of this technique, right? I was the downstroke king, right? I'd be on the dashboard with Dick Wilson after the movie, right? Kevin, we'll go see a movie tonight, on a night that wasn't my lesson, but we're not going to be on the dashboard we're playing downstrokes. No. Flip screen, there we are on the dashboard. He's trying to help me with my downstroke. I was into it. But the downstroke is very important to this technique. And the downstroke has certain things built into it. What's interesting is that if one takes the words associated with an instruction having to do with how to play a downstroke or an upstroke to a downstroke, which Murray Spivack would call the single stroke, so integral to all things this technique that he actually called the upstroke to a downstroke the single stroke. He gave it a name. And ultimately, words don't really do this technique justice, and yet how else can you navigate through the technique to get to what is really happening? Dick Wilson would say, Kevin, until you can feel it, vis-a-vis a mirror, you won't be able to see it. But maybe that's not true for everybody. And having the correct words is important. There was another student who said, can't you just give this to me in another way? And in a completely non-hysterical fashion, he crossed his legs and said, I'm using the words that I associate with how I think about playing using this technique. And so, no, I'm not going to change the words. I'm waiting for you to understand what those words mean, right? So there's all this stuff going on. And music is a very hard instrument, very difficult instrument. So the downstroke incorporates a release and a squeeze. And then, what do? You release and you squeeze, and you ruin it. A downstroke has a particular kind of, there's an emotion involved with making a downstroke, and that motion involves, as Murray would say, well, the elbow moves away from the body about the width of 2 drumsticks. So then what do? You move the elbow, thinking that's right, but it isn't. So the squeeze and release will come based on you performing the motion properly. And that doesn't mean we won't talk about the squeeze and release. But so with regards to this upstroke and downstroke that I had you playing, there's going to be, and Murray has created an arrow pointing down for the accent, which would be your downstroke. And then he has an arrow pointing upward for the upstroke. It's the upstroke and downstroke exercise, right? So I had you at 40 to start with, playing as written 16th notes. So go ahead and let's just start with, let's see how it looks. And then we'll go from there.
40?
40, 16th notes. Be a good idea for you to count, because the counting is, a lot of students have that problem, which means it might be hard for you to sing along with your playing.
Huh.
Well,
That's tough.
well, that's what jazz is. You're hearing the melody while you're not playing the melody.
Yeah.
It's important.
We're not hearing it through the screen this time. Nice.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
You can hear it though, right?
the sound is better on Zoom.
Yeah.
You'll find when you listen back. Okay, go ahead, go for it.
All right.
How are you going to count this?
Oh, 16 notes?
Yeah, how do you count it?
And 2 E and 2 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E.
Well, it's better. Dick Wilson liked to count one and I always like to make.
And
Well, because he wanted the was it onomatopoeia? He wanted the sound of the two ahs to be the same, because you're playing them as though they're the same. They're the same length, they're the same volume, and one E and ah makes it sound like those two notes are different, but they're really the same. So he liked counting it that way.
All right. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
How will this work?
1 and 2 and 3. I'm off it.
Here's what I think it would look like.
Okay, quick.
Up, down, up, down. So stay to the right now. I'll change the experiment for a minute.
I'm off the click. 1.
Just copy my timing. Okay, so first of all, it really has improved. You were never stopping down. You were always higher and higher. But today you come in and it looks pretty. You're not doing too much craziness with the first finger.
Not cranking it down.
Not doing the heavy metal
No.
and backbeat thing. Okay, so
That's the problem I was having. I was really cranking it down because when I would play, I would do that. And I actually played recently, and I'm like, I was using the stroke, and I'm like practicing. I'm like, all of a sudden it sounded a little different. I went a little lighter. I'm like, oh, that's the sound. It wasn't like crack, but it was a larger sound. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of force. It was just just the wrist turn, but not a fast wrist turn. Just let it have like.
that's see your left's even better.
So I was just playing this, depending on whether I do a rim shot or side center of the drum, it changed. I was like, okay, I could actually feel it, and it was even lighter and easier than I thought. It just felt different,
Really cool. Yes.
But
You see,
sitting here at 40, oh,
that is you paying homage to what I talk about with regards to that it's really important to get out there and play.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's in front of an audience or not, just you got to play music with human beings and put this stuff into reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes much faster, and you'll develop insights like that, and that'll stick with you.
Yeah.
It's like actual proof. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So we're looking for this particular motion and this particular feeling. Okay. So we're getting. Maybe I shouldn't play the other hand, or should I? No, don't play. Don't play for a sec. Now you said, well, just look at it for a sec. You said, and it's not really too fast a wrist turn. It's not really too fast, you said. Now, the other thing that's happening is, he's landing right in the 3-finger grip, but I've got this nice relaxed grip.
Mm-hmm.
This thing. Oh, have I done this with you?
Mm-hmm.
Right, where you just open up, hold your hand up,
Mm-hmm.
hold your left hand up for a sec. We'll stay in the left for a minute. I'm in my right. And now just let your hand close. Come on. Come on, stretch it open and just let it close normally. There. Now just slide the stick in. There, see? So when we get to the, you don't need to change it. If I let my hand close, look how my thumb looks. It doesn't look like this. The first finger, you know, on your right, you're always doing stuff. It doesn't look like this. It looks like this. Kind of like that. Only what's your baby finger doing? I don't think... Oh,
Sticking out.
well, take the stick out of your hand and try it again. Find the normal position, the one you were born with.
Well, a lot has changed.
No, I know, that's why we're going right back to the beginning. Probably doing this inside, you know, your mother's stomach. So
There you go.
you're just going to hold your hand up now. You're going to stretch your hand open a little. Stretch it wide, a little bit wider. You know, you can separate the fingers. If it starts to feel a little, stretch your thumb open. Stretch it, yeah, stretch it. Ouch. You wouldn't want to do that to it. It would want to go back to this position. Just let it go. Now just let it fall asleep. Yeah, you see, that's what the thumb would look like. That's what the first finger looks like. The baby finger snuggled up next to the, it looks pretty good. Now just slide the stick in and don't change that. You don't have to move the thumb very much. It just should be on the flat of the thumb, on the, just next to the bone, right? So we get this kind of thing,
Mhm.
right? And we know that it's really the thumb, first finger, middle finger that are primarily the grip. Back fingers, we don't need to take, we can take them off, but we don't need to. Whether they're on the stick or not, you wouldn't even know. You're focused on the thumb, first finger, and middle finger.
Mhm.
Middle finger in particular has a great deal to do with this technique, right? So, okay, so we have this kind of thing happening, right?
Mhm.
That's what it's going to feel like when you get to the top of your throat.
Mhm.
See how relaxed it is? Just go inside the stick. Slide it with your other hand. See, it's loose, isn't it? Slide
Mhm.
right through there, like that slot. And so it's going to kind of feel like that when you get to the top,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So what we're doing is the exercise we're playing has an upstroke. So, but we don't need to play the upstroke. If we just make the up motion,
Mhm.
it'll give you the upstroke, but you have to make it correctly. So now, this is what it'll feel like up here. As you come down, you'll feel it fall into the hand a little more, into the middle finger. That's really good. Get nice and flat to the floor. Get down to the floor. Get to the floor. Yeah, it's not bad. right? Feel the weight of that stick in the hand, particularly in the middle finger, first finger and thumb. Back fingers mine aren't even touching. You probably wouldn't be able to tell, but mine aren't touching, but they could be, but they're just there. You don't need to worry about it.
Touch me in the finger.
Don't go doing that now. That's what I don't want you to do with your baby finger.
I'm trying not
Baby,
to.
well, then you need to start again and do this and find what that finger would look like.
Well, it moves on its own. It's got
No,
its
it
own
shouldn't be
mind.
sticky. Okay, take the stick out of your hand. I don't mind going through this. Open your hand up. There, that's what the baby finger, that's what it looks like. Let it close. Let it close. There, that's what the baby finger, no, don't go doing it. No, you don't do anything. Okay. All right. A wonky baby finger. Now slide the stick in and just try to leave that grip because your baby finger's fine. Just fine. Right? So now we're down here at the floor feeling the weight of the stick in the hand. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this part. That doesn't mean you point your first finger. See, we're just trying to keep this grip normal.
Okay.
Yeah. So come back down. Now take this stick out of your hand. Hand is very relaxed, right? It was just really relaxed up here. It's just relaxed down here. So the way the hand would work without the stick in it is very similar to how it works with the stick in it, although it's a little different. Just we're not holding the stick. But we never want to lose this feeling. Yeah, and that is this. See, that's what the hand would do if it didn't have a stick.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm up a little more than you. There. And we kind of do more like, see how it's hanging there?
Mm-hmm.
Hanging. Now, without making an actual throw, and this is something that we can get into as we go along, because we can make motions up and down and not even throw. We can just leave the bead in one place and get notes. That's another thing. But now if we were to roll back down, wouldn't the hand do this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, did it come back so that it looks like this?
Yep.
Okay. It's got to be right down at the floor. It's got to come right back to where you started. Okay, now we're going to go up again. Feel the release. Come on, let it open. There you go. See, nice and released. Now you'd roll back down. You go up and release, and then you roll back down, it closes. They call that a squeeze. It doesn't feel like you did much, but it is more closed. Then you're open, and then you roll down. You open, roll down. Come on, roll down, and roll down. There, you see, that's the feeling that we're taking advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely worth a cup of coffee. You got it. All right?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, well, now what we're going to do, so what would happen with no stick? I'll complete this no stick gestalt thing. So we get this release. Just let it hang here.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I didn't mention it, but your elbow has moved, like Murray said. It's tiny. You didn't do it.
It didn't move
But
the
it
elbow.
didn't stay like this. It just does what it does. It's nothing.
Natural.
Natural. Come on, come up a little. Let it release. Be kind of hanging here.
Mm-hmm.
A little closer to this. You don't want to go lifting. You want to be down here, right? Because we would do this, and we'll always get down to this floor. We'd always get back to the floor. All right. So we're making this part of the motion,
Mm-hmm.
and then what we're going to do is we're going to start to turn up to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
We just turn up to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you gone into some sideways position? It was all nice and flat. Let's start again. Okay, let the hand be closed like you felt up here. Yeah, let it close. Come on down here. Thumb should be touching the first finger. See? Come on, spread your hand open up here. Come on, spread it open. Feel the opposite polar spectrum, and then let it close. And the thumb and first finger touch, don't they? Mine touch.
Mm-hmm.
Right in here they touch. They come together by themselves normally. And I bring that down here, they're touching. And, that's kind of it. Now you're going to do that release thing. See how nice and flat you are? See how flat you are? Now you're going to start to turn up. And yeah, don't go sideways. Just keep it flat. There you go. Right? And the forearm started to come down. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the hand would feel, because it's closed more a little, don't move. It's a little more closed than this, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not totally closed. It feels kind of like when you fed your hand with a stick. You're not tight when you're there, right?
No.
You just have the hand. So the hand is now a little more closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you have this, release, much more obvious with no stick in your hand. And then you start to get the closure, and it feels like when you just slid the stick into your hand. And then you finish, and the hand's even more closed. Finish your stroke, go to the surface. Well, you threw your hand open. At that point, you're back to being closed.
Mm-hmm.
You release.
So I'm up here, like I said before.
No, come back, so start with me, we'll do the whole thing again.
There
you go, that's good. No, you weren't patient. Told you, Dick Wilson. Kevin, you're hysterical. And you're right. Okay. So
I said we went too fast.
we're here. No, don't jump ahead. Feel what the hand feels like. Thumbs touching the first finger, fingers are rolled into each other, rolled towards the palm a little. Okay. Okay, now we're going to bring that down, nice and smooth. So now we're at the floor.
Mm-hmm.
My first finger are touching with no sticking around. Let me get the release. Now the first finger and thumb aren't touching, and all the fingers have opened. Go on, release. There, let it hang. Elbows moved, everything's perfect. Then we're going to start to roll up to the ceiling. Forearm's going to come down sideways. We roll up to the ceiling, and I'm ready to hit the wall. I'm not sideways.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a position that feels the hand is not completely closed, but it's more closed than it was here. Now you're here, and then I'm going to finish by feeling the final squeeze, the final closure, right? So there's a little more closure at that point. So you get close, open, close. See? Open, close. You're back to go. Now do that. Open. Come on. No, you're not. It's not closing.
Is the stick rolling through the fingers again, or is it just more of a straight?
Oh, whatever. No, don't. You're jumping ahead. Won't help.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get this motion. Almost, and watch. It's better. It's coming. So we get the release. Come on, just get the release. Do this in stages. Now don't go sideways. Go straight up and feel the forearm start to come down as the hand closes. Come on. There you go. And it's not completely closed. Fingers are still kind of open. They're open, and then they're more closed. They're more closed. Still not to the palm. There you go. There. Almost. So you open, close. Let them open on the way up. You lost. Close. Come on, do it slowly.
Oh, I see what you.
Do it slowly. You got it. You have it.
Yeah,
Come on. Yeah, feel it. The hand will open and close smoothly from beginning to end. Back to where it started. Don't stop at the top or you'll lose it. No, you're closing on the way up now. You totally lost it. But you had it there. Start. There you go. Come on, turn up, close, and finish closing. Don't close too much at the top or you won't have anywhere to close more. You got to finish closing to the end. No, it closes. Where's the squeeze? Oh, no, you don't squeeze there. It starts to squeeze there. No, once you're here, so get to here. Yeah, you're not squeezed. Go ahead and close your hand. There. See, we haven't gone there yet. Could. See, as you complete this cycle, you're closed here. There, now you're closed.
Yeah.
You squeeze, release, and squeeze. Release, you squeeze. Nope, you didn't let go.
I didn't release.
You didn't release. You didn't let go of your squeeze. You really got to release it to be at this
Jesus, it's so weird without a stick. It really is.
release. There you go. Now just finish it. No, you don't throw open. You squeeze.
No, I don't.
Squeeze. There, you got it.
I got it. I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. Now, what will happen? Okay, I'll stay here.
I mean, that's
See, I told you.
simple. Oh, I'm throwing it down like a,
We're entering a busy intersection onto Ventura Boulevard, and I'm driving Dick, and the cars are whizzing by, and I can see I can't get out right at that point. So I reach over to the cup holder and I start to pull out a cup of water. What are you doing? Your mind's wandering. That's another form of hysteria. It's like we're entering an. Well, it's like constantly coaching me, not with regards to snare drum technique. So yeah, got trying to stay focused. You don't want to enter the intersection with a cup of water in one hand and no. It's the serious stuff. Okay, now when we go up, we're not going to see as much of this, and we won't see as much of all of this. But it's definitely there. See? See? See out here, and then with a stick in my hand, it might just like to there. It doesn't look like it does when there's no stick in your hand, but this is the feeling we're going for. You see? So we got this feeling, then it starts to close. And now we're at that feeling where you slide the stick in your hand, and then you really finish closing. So it's one smooth. And like you said, see, the stick isn't moving that quickly. It's just rolling through the hand. When I get open, close, open. You can see the finger back here, huh? You can see the baby finger a little bit, and the middle finger. Not the first finger, it's not opening and closing it. You wouldn't see any of that. Right? You see, so you get open, you get that motion. Okay? So go ahead and try it. So just get, not too bad. Now remember, there you go. See, it's open, it starts to close a little more, and by the time you're done, it's fully closed. Then it reopens. It's this machine that is constantly ebbing and tiding, That's not too bad. See, that's not too bad. Now what we want to do, it's the good beginning. So let the hand relax here as you go up. That's right. That's right. See how slowly the stick seems to move through the air?
Yeah.
And what's moving it through the air slowly like that without being all rushed and freaky? The wrist. It's a wrist turn. See, the wrist. It's all wrist. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now make a tap on the way up. You just tap it. You're almost touching now. So nothing will change. It just touches the surface. Don't you see it? The release gives you a tap. You're just releasing and touching. Got to be at the floor though. See, if you start getting higher and higher, you'll go to release and you won't touch the pad. That's why the floor is a big deal. All right, so go ahead and play and the other hand isn't doing any of that. The other hand is just at the floor, turning down at the floor. See, I'm not seeing much of the beginning of the throw, which is the release. And if you're pointing your first finger, I don't want you releasing the first finger. It's firm, comfortable, and constant.
Let's try this again.
Release. You gotta get into the. Give me a little bit. I need a little gooseneck. More gooseneck. There, it's coming. Release, squeeze. Feel the middle finger come towards the palm. You come down. You turn up, down. Release, squeeze. Come on, give me that big release at the beginning. Don't let go of the first finger in the right. What happens when you want to turn it around? You won't have a grip up front, so you won't be able to release. The stick might fall out of your hand. You have to hold on with the thumb and first finger, let the middle finger and all the other fingers release. Knowing that the grip, when you land, you're kind of landing right here in the 3-finger area. It's right there, but you can't lose the release. A bigger release, please. Come on, give me the, there. Now you have to, and then you have to turn up to the ceiling, and the forearm comes down. It's coming along. It's not much work, is it? And relaxing that is.
Falling apart.
You do that all day long. That gives you a nice snappy back and you relaxed. The whole system works perfectly. As you turn and the hand is closing, adding whatever force naturally on the way down. Or you would say you can squeeze. You don't need to. Just really, but you got to get the release, so there's something to squeeze. Now do that the other way. I don't care, but you're at about the right tempo. It's the wrong tempo. Da, 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 da. That is a little slower. Just keep that tempo. Da, 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 that was working for you. Da, 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 da. I had you go to 50.
I'm gonna start playing. All right, we're back.
No metronome. Go ahead. Just go for it. Release, squeeze. Turn up to the ceiling. You don't do shoving down. You turn up to the ceiling and start to feel the system close.
What's going on here? Okay. Jesus.
Not too bad, Carl.
No.
See, the squeeze, if you're really squeezing, the stick wouldn't stop up like that. But wait. See, your left is better. My left, I get my left until I can fix my. No, your left is cooking. Nope, something's wrong. Okay, so I'll figure it out. You'll come back in a minute. We'll be patient. Okay.
Off key. Wow.
You'll be back in a second. Can't live without Gary Cheevers. And Bobby Orr.
Well, the Leafs got knocked out last night.
Did they? I should know that. Shame on me.
Game 7, of course.
Right. They gave it a go. Oh. They're all hanging out in this chalet, crying in each other's soup. Okay, so hold on. Let's just talk about this.
Yeah.
Remember, there's this.
Yeah.
No stick in your hand. Let's just go through it. Be patient. Right? Let's do the Dick Wilson non-hysterical approach. Dick could get hysterical too, but he worked pretty hard on it. So you're just down here, and it rolls back down. You don't go closing it. It happens from the wrist. You get this. It doesn't come up that much. It's almost staying in one position. See, the first finger is just kind of hanging out right there, where it doesn't go up. Is it? Not really. I don't think so. You know, this is remedial, so we don't have a stick, but you know, we're just in one place here, and then we just release. So go ahead and put your finger somewhere under the hand. Whether that's the actual floor or not, doesn't matter. So we're down here. No, you gotta get the whole. We're down here.
Down here.
I don't want see. No, you're all bent foot. No. You gotta go. That was hysterical. Don't do that. We were talking about that earlier. That's why it's come into play with regards to the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hold it open. Come on, don't be afraid. Relax everything. All right, yeah. Come on, hold it up a little bit. Hold it up, because when we're going to come up and it's going to, I don't know. Here's. Okay, now let the hand close normally. There. Now just lower it gently. Easy does. Come on, lower it. You're closed, kind of closed. Okay, you're just in a normal position, right? Okay. So now what we're gonna do? Come on, everything's flat. Remember the whole Carmen Ghia thing, the Volkswagen? We're not bent forward. We're flat in a normal position.
Mhm.
Thumb's touching the first finger because it's closed. And then you're going to put your finger underneath the hand. Just, yeah, like that. And then just release. You just threw your fingers. Come on, come back down, roll back down. No, you have to roll around this finger. No, hand opens up. Okay, from the wrist, right? It's just hanging there, right around where that finger is. You're going to roll back down and feel the fingers close naturally. Now you have to roll back down. Yeah, see the wrist doing this closes it. Yeah, like that. And then it rolls up. And then it rolls down. Wrist, there you see how the wrist closes it? You get this sort of feeling. This is the feeling we're looking for. This is the magic sauce. You're just kind of staying right here. You're not lifting your arm up. You're rolling around and the wrist comes up, not the arm. You're getting this. Then once we get that, come on, let it hang open. Right? Come on, let it hang. It's open. I thought it was open. Okay, now you're going to turn up and it's going to start to close. The forearm is going to come down. Nope. It started to close. You did it artificially. You're open. It closes because you're turning and the arm's coming down. Let the arm go there, so you close it by itself. Now you're here and you're going to finish and be closed even more. Finish. Now you have to close at the end. Yeah, now you're finished. One more time. You go up and release. Then as you turn up, the hand starts to close and the forearm starts to come down. And it closes on its own. But it's not quite all the way closed yet. And then it finishes more closed. Boom! There. See how you closed. You got it. Now put a stick in your hand and do that. Now that feeling of closing at the end will stop the bead down. Unless you're doing it. Yeah. There. See how the bead stops down? Feel the release on the way up. And then turn to the ceiling and feel the whole hand start all closing. Open, close. Come on, open at the beginning, close. There you go, close. You only, see you're stopping down. Now add the other hand. Da, 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 da. One, go slow. That speed good for you. Sure, okay. No, you lost it, see? No, it's enough. Go slower. Just give me a downstroke in the right, sorry. Right, there you go. Release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. There, see the bead stop. You're squeezing it down to stop down. There, there. Release that tension. Come on, stop down, stop low. That means you close. You're done squeezed. Got it. See, that bead ain't gonna stop up. But you gotta
So
get.
the movement's got even smaller now after what we just talked about.
Okay.
When I say smaller, it's not when we were doing some big stuff before. It sounds like a lot of this stuff's gonna be like.
Yeah, but you gotta turn up. You gotta turn up to the ceiling. So that you get the closure as the forearm starts to come down. You get that power. But if you're not squeezing, feel it? You gotta squeeze what you released. You're not releasing now. You're not really releasing. You're too fast, blowing through it instead of losing the hysteria. Oh, really. And you have to just settle into a meditative mantra. You just do it over, not about how fast. There you go. And you can think, did I release? Is it in the air? No, it's in the air. How could the stick be in the air if you squeezed it? How could the stick stop in the air? There, start to stop down now. And then you release that. Release it. Stop down. There. The stopping down is what you have to pay attention to. It'll teach you whether you're squeezing. You don't have to slam. You just have to make the motion and let the hand close. You got it. Now, just at that speed, add the other hand. Is it? Yeah. Not that fast. So you're stopping up. Add the other hand and everything's out the window.
Well,
You're looking at yourself in your mirror and you're on a laptop. Is it stopping down? Or is it 2 or 3? There, 4 inches above the surface.
Jesus.
Yeah. It closes. Close. Open, close. Nope. It's up in the air. There it is. Yeah, slow down. No. You don't need the shank. Hitting the shank and hold it pointing up doesn't help either. It's flat, like the Carmen Gia. That's why we worked on that. You've had it several times. You're not releasing enough. If you don't release, there's nothing to squeeze. So just forget it. We'll do some other technique. You gotta release, like that. Release. There's more. Release. Release.
Why am I not getting this? Oh.
No. There. 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 Now you're starting to stop down and flat. You don't want to stop down like this. You got the idea.
Hmm?
You got the idea. It's that you're going to have to be determined to analyze truthfully. And you're going to have to really pay attention, to what's happening. And then you have to be truthful about what you see, which isn't always easy, because you just want to go cross-eyed and I think I'm squeezing, but you really have to watch. If you see where you are right now, you're here.
I'm too far up.
Yeah, I stop here. See, no, figure out where you stop. See, you felt it. This is where you have to want to stop. So if I go slowly, I'm going to release. Come on, release. Come on, let it come up. Ah, it's released. You got it, you got it. Now I'm going to do this part. The forearm's going to come down, and I'm turning up to the ceiling, and I'm starting to close. Starting to close, not quite all the way, and then I'm going to finish, and I'm going to be back. You see, wait, God, you finally got the most important part of it. You just said, whatever, I'm going to do it again. Instead of going, this is where I need to end up, like this. Okay, so you're going to release. You're going to come up, start to feel a squeeze. Then you're going to finish and be backwards there. That's what you need to do for hours in front of the TV. If Dawn will put up with it, I don't blame her. She does. Get out your non-bound silent pad.
She falls asleep.
She's a sweet. Yeah, she's pretending. She's a sweetheart.
This is what I was doing last night during the game while she was sleeping.
Right. Okay, so don't go dragging it up. You got to get where it turns around and the forearm starts to come down. And then you're closed, like that. Okay? So that's what you need to work on. You're just going to work on this at 40. You're at 40. And you should be delighted because you got something real. Okay? There. See? And you close and you end up. No. You were here. You weren't here. You were here.
Too far up. I got to stay low.
And flat and low. Flat, like that. Then it comes back to that. Just over and over. Flat, butt end goes up. You could say lead with the butt end. Flat, lead with the butt end. Go on, release and lead with the butt end. And you're flat. Go on, release with the butt end, and you're flat. Here's the other thing Dick would say. You only squeeze what you released. Okay? Now you release that again. And you squeeze that much. Now you release and squeeze that much again. You only squeeze what you release.
That makes sense because you can really let it go back.
No, we're not. No, it's not about that. No, I don't know. That what's going back. What this represents is what this part represents is the beginning of closure, and the forearm coming down. Not about going back right now.
I see what you're saying.
You need to turn up so that the forearm can come down and the hand can begin its closure, its journey to closure. Its journey to closure. Its journey to closure. It ends up feeling like it's all in the wrist, because it is. Ah, there. Okay, stop. You got it. Okay. Let's work on. Okay, we've got the up and down stroke. And because of computer issues, I
Yeah.
hung out for like an hour with you. I'm getting.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for saying that. Well, I'm becoming kind of like kind of like a computer yokat. Yeah, right. So, you got that. Let's just work, because until you lock that in, I don't want to get into throwing for rebounds. First, you need to get that, which you got today. I don't know if you realize how big a deal that is. It's really important.
My problem is I'm coming up or like I'm jerking around and doing dumb stuff. I have to slow down.
Yeah, like that. Now, what we're going to do, is,
But it's a gentle throw.
however you want to describe, the words don't matter. You see what I mean? You know, you can say I'm releasing, but if you only go up this much and I don't see the hand open, you're just saying the words, right? It's got the whole thing has to. Perfect. You can't have one part of it out of the sync, or it won't feel right.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's nothing. It's really not a big deal. So there's this. You need to learn this up and down motion. This will lead you into rebounds. You got this feeling of your hand in the grip. Comes to the top. You're about that close before you complete your journey. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you feel it land right in here. 3-finger grip when you really land. Back fingers have nothing to do with it. All right? Elbow does what we didn't even need to talk about it. Working just fine.
Leave it alone.
I've loosened you up enough now so that, you know, we can start to address more necessary things, sufficient things. Okay. Now, if you were to put your metronome, let me see, put your metronome at 92. Now we're just going to look at singles, because now we don't have squeeze and release. It's kind of what the one hand is doing, while the other hand is playing the squeeze and release, right? Oh, turn off your metronome for a sec. See, we just got this. Yes, we just got this. Or maybe we'll start. Let's start left, and we'll just play. Just play. Just play. Just play quarter. Play to the click. The click is a quarter note. So go ahead and put your metronome at 92. Now remember that grip we talked about. Now we're just thinking about that grip. We're thinking about the grip now because you know that grip has a particular feeling. It's very relaxed. Just stop for 1 second. The grip is very, good, thank you. The grip is very relaxed. This gives you the relaxation that you need. And it also, interestingly, seems to be kind of about as close as you would be at the top of the throw. Right? And then if we lower the stick, it feels a little different. Feels a little more closed. Feels heavier. So it has a feeling down here. So we've taken this idea, and now we're down here. We're not thinking about the throw, but you can see how this is important. The grip is important. How it feels in the hand. And it feels a certain way pointing up. It's going to feel a little bit different as you turn down. And down at the very floor, it's going to feel different. How different? It's whatever difference, it's going to be like that forever. It'll always have a certain feeling when you're pointed at the ceiling that will be different than the feeling you have when it's down here at the board. That's never going to change. Different weighted sticks might make it feel different. playing on Jupiter, it's going to feel different, right? On the moon, different again. Well, one of these days we're going to go into a zero gravity chamber and really get to the bottom of this. Okay, so we're just down here, right? So maybe it is a good idea just to go through this again, right? To be patient, right? So you're going to do this. Right? Oh, really spread your fingers open. You know, the Spock thing with these two fingers. Yeah. Nice and open. And then you just let it close. Because you're building up lactic acid. I think it is. And the body just says, no. No.
The body says no to a lot of things.
It wants to just completely come to rest. Thumb isn't kind of flat and touching. My thumb and first finger come in thusly. They should be touching. I'm telling you, when you're asleep at night, laying like this, it doesn't look like this. No, it doesn't look like it. Your body would relax, and the whole hand would be really relaxed and touching. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right. I'm not going to go there. All right. So now we have this thing, and we put the stick in it, and we have this sort of very relaxed, normal grip.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead up here, and you're here, here, and here. And then you're slowly going to feel the stick get heavier, and you're down here, and you're right at the floor, not with the Karman Gia bent forward. You're always in the same position. See, this is never going to go away. You're kind of bent up. Are you at the floor? Are you at the point where you would be if you really did make a motion and you threw? Wouldn't the hand?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the hand do this? It wouldn't do that. Watch now. It wouldn't do this. It'd be bent forward. No, it needs to be strong and closed. It relaxes here, gets limp, and then it's real macho here. Macho is this. If you break your wrist, if you try to hit a punching bag with a limp wrist, you'll break it. Yeah, you're in a position where you can send force this way, not bent forward. So you'd break your wrist. There. Now that's the position you're in when you're just down here ready to turn. See? Okay, so in that direction. Right. So we're just going to metronome on at 90. So that's how we're thinking about singles. Nothing has really changed. We still have this grip. Feels a little different down here. We're in a position like a strong position, as though this formation is as though we squeezed. We probably, if we're just turning for singles, we're not going to be squeezed.
No.
So when we just go to turn, we're not thinking of squeeze and release. We're just in a normal hand holding a stick that is being held by a hand that could release and squeeze. But if we're just going to turn, now we're just like in a neutral kind of pressure or state. It's a neutral state where you're just holding that stick. Okay. And so metronome, sorry, back on 92. It's cool that you're turning it off when I can. All right, and we're just going to turn, playing. We're going to start left. I want to be down at the floor. I want to be down at the floor where I'd be if I made a throw. See, that throw can really help you get properly aligned. It'll give you positioning. Because without the squeeze and release, it's some other technique. Okay, so we're just down here, turning. I don't know why. 3 inches high or something. Like 3 inches. Really feel it in the 3-finger grip, but I don't want you holding your 4th and 5th off to prove it. Just leave them normal. But it's in the 3-finger grip because I can take them off. I can have them in a normal position underneath, not touching as well. It's just this normal thing. Not so you're nice and flat. Remember that flat thing you got that you don't always get when you after a throw, you're up here? No, you're not. You're here. Up here is where you turn to make a note. You don't stop up here. You stop here so you can turn up. See, the whole technique fits together. brilliantly. Nice and smooth, remember? Remember how you didn't have to, you notice it, I'm not really rushing my turn during that regular turn when I throw. Okay, you froze, but you'll be back in a minute. Hey, now, that's looking good then. Okay, so we're just turning, right? That's quarter notes. Now we're going to play eighth notes. You haven't got any tighter. No, I haven't got any tighter. Nothing noticeable. Just turning. It's gentle, natural, very relaxed turn. There. Right? Got that. I try to start left, and then there's a lag, so I end up the right mid-ear metronome. Maybe I should start right, and then it was a left. I don't know. Or at this speed somewhere. Okay, now we're gonna, that's eighth notes. Now we're gonna play, well, now we're gonna play 16th notes. What's really changed? Just turning real, it's a 3-finger grip. I don't have to make a big deal. I don't have to get my hand all freaked out. Get tighter. If you're pointing your first finger in the right, I know it's not a 3-finger grip. There you go. You know, you can be nice and relaxed. Just you've got friction here. Just turn up and down, kind of like you're turning here, but it's small now, and you're not making a throw. It's all connected. Not bad. Okay, good. Now go ahead and put the metronome at 112. Let's see what it looks like there. Good, dude. No, we're not stopping down anymore. I thought it was supposed to be flat. You just lift it up from the flat position, let it come back. There you go. See, it always has to come back to that floor, that flat position. Key. Oh, wait, let the right's popping up. Kick the right down. There's where it waits, and it lifts up. You'll lift it, it falls back to there. You could use gravity, or you could turn, or...
I don't have a key hitting the shank. That's weird.
It's looking good right now. We're going for the bottom of the beat. Just relax. Nice and flat. Okay, now we're going to play. Now we're playing eighth notes. It always comes back to that floor. Feel it? How relaxed the grip is. And now 16th notes. Come on, you got to turn up a little bit. Up, think up. Right down at the floor, and it's nice, gentle. Nice. It doesn't get any tighter. It doesn't get any tighter. Just takes nice and relaxed. You're okay. 112. There you go. Very good. Let's keep it simple. You've got this very specific, but keep it in proper context. You've got this upstroke to downstroke thing with a release and a squeeze, and that's it. That means you get the potential of a note on the way up and down, or it could just be a throw. You got that whole spectrum covered. Then you've got the grip, and you can come down to and at the floor, make a nice easy turn, and start to feel what it means to hold the stick with just as much pressure as is required,
It's not as easy as it looks.
or it's easier than it looks. We're not sure. We'll figure it out as we go on. Yeah, man, turning off the camera.